How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. I want to talk about why the stock market and why the crypto market are falling right now. Because I know some people are worried right now. With all the indexes down 1%, that's the first time I think we've seen that in a while. And then crypto is falling down throughout the day, falling from 39 to 37 to 36, down to 35 on Bitcoin. And a lot of these other altcoins are also falling pretty dramatically. So we're going to take a look at it because I think there is one specific reason for this that we really need to hit on. Now, before we get started, if you guys don't mind hitting the like button, I appreciate that. Please hit subscribe if you like these videos, if you've seen them before. Also, there is a link down there to Webull in case you want some free stocks. You can try it out. Just deposit $100 on their platform. Even if you don't want to use them long term, you can try them out, get some free money, and then you can do whatever you want. And then there's a link down there to BlockFi too in case you want interest rate on your cryptocurrency. So let's take a look. Webull, again, indexes are down 1%. Crypto's down a pretty significant amount. We saw a couple things happen recently. First of all, Burry said that we're in a huge bubble, which I think has people on edge a little bit because he did call it the 2008 crisis. Now, let's take a look at why I think this is actually happening today. So 2 days ago, the Fed moved up their timeline for rate hikes. So they talked about 2023 possibly having 2 rate hikes. However, the St. Louis Fed president said that he sees the first interest rate hike in 2022, so just next year. So that's causing people to be worried a little bit. Inflation rates being too high causes us to want to increase interest rates to curb that inflation, which causes growth stocks and a lot of other stocks to sell off in the short term. So this is causing a lot of pain in a lot of markets. Now, how can we combat this, right? There are a couple different ways. Well, first of all, some people say that there are various ways to do this. First of all, a lot of people say that gold's a good way to do this. It's a good hedge against inflation. And while that is true, possibly short term, if you look at a chart of gold, it makes me not really want to buy it. I'm never a huge fan of gold. Just holding gold as a large portion of your portfolio. Over the last 10 years, it's pretty much traded sideways. If you look back in 1980, apparently gold was higher than it is now. So that is not always the best place to put money. Now, one thing that is kind of interesting is a lot of people think that Bitcoin itself is a digital store of value. It's gold. It's digital gold. But it's still falling off because some people also treat it as a risky asset. In a higher interest rate environment, people are less likely to buy Bitcoin in some people's minds. So it's kind of an interesting scenario where we have high inflation now, but that should go down because they're going to increase rates if it goes up too high. So we're in this interesting scenario where we're trying to juggle a couple different things, and maybe if you time it out perfectly and inflation stays high and then you buy into something like Bitcoin or gold, maybe you can make some money, but then also people will be assuming that, again, that interest rates will be increased, so Bitcoin might fall down in the short term. So what can you do that's a little bit safer in my mind and still take advantage? Well, first of all, I have cash on the sidelines. I've been very clear about this. I've said this many times. For everyone that gives me a hard time for putting cash on the sidelines, because when people will give you a hard time because the market goes up, if it goes up for a couple weeks or a couple months and you have cash on the sidelines, people are saying you're wasting your money, but it can downturn very quickly, right? It takes a much longer amount of time for the market to go up than it does for it to go down. So keeping some cash on the sidelines is important, I think. Now, what that looks like depends on your portfolio, depends on your age, depends on your risk tolerance, and a lot of stuff like that. You can see here, a lot of my cash is actually in stablecoin. Now, I realize that there's slightly more risk to this than just having it in a bank account, but for example, on BlockFi, they pay me 8.6% interest, and this pays out every single month. So they pay 8.6% on my $10,000. So I'm still getting a good return, at least a decent return, pretty similar to what index funds make in stablecoin. So if whatever happens in the market happens, I don't really care that much because I have money on the sidelines. I think everything's going to return up to good prices at some point, whether it's cryptocurrency or whether it's stocks. but I have money on the sidelines and it's still gaining value every single day. I still get money every single day. I don't get it paid every single day, but it accrues every single day for the stablecoin. One other thing is you could invest in something like index funds. I'm a little bit more cautious about this because of the fact that index funds are near all-time highs, and you can see they can still get hit, right? 1% in a day is nothing to sneeze at. I mean, I think it's safer than investing in growth stocks, but still, it can still be hit pretty hard. I mean, and what we've seen over the last couple of weeks is that the market has actually had these different risk-off assets or risk-reducing assets like index funds. Those actually sold off or traded sideways a lot of the time when growth stocks were up, because growth stocks have been still hit hard over the last couple months. They're still down significantly from their highs. So what am I going to do? I'm going to keep on buying stocks that I see at good value. I'm going to keep on dip buying. I realized last time this happened back between March and May, actually February and May, a lot of people gave me a hard time because I was buying the dip, but people didn't realize, at least the people that weren't in my Patreon, because I think the people in my Patreon saw it, I was buying significantly more every time it dropped. So I had cash sitting on the sidelines still, and if it drops another 10%, I'll throw in more. If it drops another 10% lower, I'm going to throw in a good amount more. If it drops another 10%, I'm going to put in even more. So that is where I'm at right now. Does this scare me? No, I'm not too scared. Whatever happens with the Fed, it's still, I think, going to be years off before they raise interest rates. I would guess it's more likely in 2023 than in 2022. Now, whether that happens, whether that's actually the case, I don't know. I think it's healthy to have a little bit of a pullback because, again, indexes are near all-time highs. Growth stocks have come back really nicely. Crypto went up to 40, or Bitcoin went up to 41 or so after being at 31 just like a week or two earlier. So I think it's healthy. Now, I am planning to buy some more crypto. In my Patreon, I do have limits set. I told people what I am going to buy and when. So if you guys want to join that, you can join it down below the video. You can get everything that I buy and sell every single day. You can see what I'm going to buy. And I give you some thoughts on some other stocks too. I just put out one on a Bitcoin farmer that I'm kind of interested in. So if you guys want to check that out, there's a new discount code for it. You can just sign up for the annual plan and you can get 16% off. But definitely check that out if you're interested. If not, that's fine. But that is what is happening in the market today. Now, let me know what you think about this down below. Let me know if this makes you scared or whether you're excited to buy the dip. I know that I am looking at Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano in terms of crypto, and there are a lot of different stocks I'd love to pick up if they fall down more. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Thank you for hitting the like button, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.